Prejudice has been around for centuries. It was first published in 1813, and it is clearly a testament to Jane Austen's genius that we continue to study her works today. Her novels remain relevant in part, in my view, because they deal with eternal human matters like love and finding happiness. Yes, those things might sound a little bit trite, but anyone who tells you they're not interested in love or happiness, they're lying. Because it would be like saying on some level, I'm only interested in being miserable and I don't want to be appreciated or cared about in my whole life. So when Charlotte Lucas says to her BFF Elizabeth Bennet that happiness in marriage is entirely a matter of chance, it stirs not only in Elizabeth but also readers, especially readers like ourselves with our modern sensibilities, a kind of revolt at the suggestion that happiness in itself is not a goal of life. The quote we're going to be analysing today is obviously the one from Charlotte Lucas. It's on page 24 of the 2003 Penguin edition. Students of Pride and Prejudice will know that Elizabeth is our heroine because she argues and lives by her value that happiness is the ultimate pursuit in life. I mean, she turns down Mr. Darcy, who earns £10,000 a year off his estate at the risk of only having £40 herself to live off per year if she does not get married at all. And she risks certain poverty because she does not believe that she can be happy with Mr. Darcy, especially when she cannot respect him. So Elizabeth is willing to risk that certain poverty in the name of happiness, whereas Charlotte is not. Now, modern audiences like ourselves need to keep in mind the social context of Regency era England in the late 1800s. Women had very little agency to determine their lives and were pretty much constrained and dependent on the men in their lives for their livelihoods. Thus, Charlotte, who represents a traditionalist perspective about marriage, is juxtaposed against Elizabeth's more progressive views. Note that the narrative voice did describe Charlotte as sensible. So we should not completely discard Charlotte's point of view that marriage is first and foremost about economic security and that happiness is a distant consideration when weighing up prospective marriage matches. I'm going to confess that as much as I enjoy Elizabeth Bennet as a character, if I was part of this conversation between Elizabeth and Charlotte in the Regency era, I might have sided with Charlotte. A life with Mr. Collins is pretty awful. But I do love how Charlotte encourages Mr. Collins to do a lot of gardening, to stay occupied and stay out of her way when they are eventually married. I'd like to pose a question to students. Do you think that Charlotte Lucas's perspective in the modern age is at all applicable? In the Western world, let's look at divorce rates. What might be assumed at looking at those statistics? And to explain a little bit more about why I might have sided with Charlotte if I was part of the conversation between Elizabeth and Charlotte back then, it's that the equivalent of Mr. Darcy's £10,000 a year is about 1.3 million in AUD, and that's just earnings every single year. And the equivalent of £40, which is Elizabeth's fortune, is about 5,000 Australian dollars a year. Now, I don't need $1.3 million, but I'm not really sure I could actually live on $5,000 a year, and I'm pretty confident not many Australians can. But, kudos to Elizabeth, because she would rather figure out how to survive and live off £40, or in today's money, 5,000 AUD, rather than marry someone that she doesn't love or respect. So in summary, this quote touches on the themes of happiness, marriage, gender, and chance, and can also be used when discussing how Austen uses juxtaposition between Elizabeth and Charlotte to generate debate. This is such an amazing quote for discussion, and if you just Google it, you'll see a raft of information and entertaining articles on the internet philosophizing about this statement by Charlotte Lucas that happiness in marriage is entirely a matter of chance. But if you want targeted analysis on this quote in the context of high school analytical writing, go to bearlearn.com, where you can sign up to receive daily quotes and analysis, including the analysis for this one, and you can get those daily quotes sent to you every single day for 50 consecutive days. And if you don't want the analysis, you can actually get the quotes by themselves for free. And if you want to get the quotes or the quotes and analysis put into your Bear Bank all at once so that you can have it and click on the tags to your heart's desire, remember to choose the Add to Bear Bank option in your cart and check out. Bear Bank is a great place to store your quotes and notes on Pride and Prejudice, and it's absolutely free. If you get an essay on, say, the theme of chance or marriage, like the themes this quote is related to, you can just hit those relevant tags and like magic, you've got all of those quotes and notes at your fingertips for essay writing or revision. It is such a much more efficient way of taking notes, revising, and essay writing. If you found this video helpful, please give it some support by liking it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. While you're there, I have a few more Pride and Prejudice videos like this to help build your quotes and notes in bare bang for Pride and Prejudice. Good luck with your studies, and as always, be educated and read.